Okay. So far we discussed how to pull the image from Docker Hub and how to create the containers out of it. We have discussed. Okay. So today we'll see how to push our own image into Docker Hub. Okay. So it is same as GitHub only. So in the GitHub, what did we do? So once we have added our code to the staging, then we used to commit, and then we used to create the link from local repository to the central repository, and then we used to push the code to the central repository. In the same way, here those many steps are not required. Only we just need to push our image to the Docker Hub. In order to do that, we have to first of all create an account in the Docker Hub. Once the account is created, we can push our code to we can push our image to the Docker Hub. Okay. Let me create one account. It is very simple. So just like how we created GitHub account, in the same way, we need to create the account in Docker Hub. Okay. So let me connect to EC2 machine first. Currently, the Docker is in running state only. Let me see, are there any containers in running state? 2 containers are running. So if you want to create one more container, so Docker run d So this T stands for terminal, D stands for detached mode. If you use this -td, so a container will be created and it will be running in the background. So if you want to enter inside the container, you have to execute docker exec data execution command. If you use that, you will enter inside the container and you can do whatever work you want. Okay, so this is what we have discussed so far. Okay, now these 3 are the containers available. Running containers. Let me check what are the images available. Docker images. Okay, so these are the images available, out of which this Jenkins/Jenkins, Postgres, Debian, Ubuntu, Alpine, CentOS, all these images are pulled from Docker Hub. We did not create these images. Yes or no? Did we create these images? No.
No, sir.
We have pulled these images from Docker Hub, and then we have created the containers. this image underscore volume, today image, even image, test image, these images are created by us only. We only created these images either from Docker files or from containers. Either of the ways we have created these images. So are these images available in Docker Hub? Are these images available in Docker Hub? No. Why? Because we created in our machine only. We have created these images from Docker file or from container. But did we push these images to Docker Hub? Did we save these images in Docker Hub in any way? No, we did not save these images or we did not uploaded these images to Docker Hub. We just created in our machine only. So these are available in our machine only. Let's say one of your friend who is working from Mumbai. Currently, we have mapped to Sydney. This EC2 instance is available in Sydney. In Sydney location, one EC2 instance is there. In that instance, these images are available. But one of your friend is requesting you to share this image so that he can create the same container with the softwares and with the applications, whatever is available in your machine. I mean, this image volume, whatever this image volume is there, from this image, he wants to create one container. For that, he needs this image. If he wants to create that container with this image, you have to share this image with the respective persons so that they can create their container with the same image. How can we share this image? We have to upload this image to the Git Docker Hub so that he will connect to the Docker Hub and he will pull that image and he will create the container. Just like what we did. So if you want to create a container with Ubuntu, did we create the image for Ubuntu? No, we did not create any image for Ubuntu. Already image is created and it has been uploaded to Docker Hub. From there, we have pulled it. In the same way, if someone wants our image, we have to push that image to Docker Hub. Then some other persons will connect to Docker Hub and they will get that from the Docker Hub. Okay. Now, in order to push our image to Docker Hub, we have to create one account first. Are you following or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay, this is the Docker Hub. So here, if you have already having Docker account, then here you have to enter Docker ID. Docker ID is nothing but your email ID or at the time of creating, see, it will ask you details, explore. Docker ID, it could be anything, guys. If anyone gives your ID, I will create that. Otherwise, I will give mine. I have given the details. So it will show you an error by saying already these details are found. See, email is already in use. So why it is giving that error? Because already I have my account in Docker Hub with the same email ID. So that is the reason it is not going to allow the same one. So after giving these details, if you click on sign up, you will get a verification email to your personal email ID. So there you have to click and you have to click OK. Then you can sign in. So now I am signing in. Okay. Yeah. Here we have to enter. Yeah. So this is our Docker Hub now. So here, Yeah, this is our Docker Hub. Now, first of all, the step one is we have to log into the Docker Hub. Okay, in order to upload, in order to push any image in the Docker Hub, you have to log into Docker Hub. That is the first step. After that, I mean, at the time of login, it will ask for your username and password, and we have to enter those details so that we will be enter inside the Docker Hub. I mean, we will be log into the Docker Hub. Okay. If you want to come out of the Docker Hub, you have to log out the Docker Hub. Okay. And after that, after logging into the Docker Hub, the next step is we have to reserve some place in the Docker Hub for our image. Okay. It's just like if someone is coming for any audio function or something like that, a chair will be reserved with their name so that no one is going to sit in that chair. If they comes, they will sit in that chair. If no one comes, that chair will be empty only. In the same way, here also, after logging into Docker Hub through command line, we have to reserve some place for the image you want to upload. That is the second step. After that, you have to push that image. Same as in the GitHub, first we have to commit, then we have to push. Here also, first we have to reserve some place. Okay. After that, we have to push. These are the three steps. Okay. Now let me do one by one. What is the first step, guys? And what is the first step? Logging into Docker Hub. For that, the command is docker login. Log in with your Docker ID to push and pull images from Docker Hub. If you don't have a Docker ID, head over to this one and create one. So already we have created the Docker Hub, I mean Docker ID in the Docker Hub. We no need to go to this link again and we no need to create it. We just need to enter our username and password. Username. Okay, it can be a small user ID or also it can be a complete email address. It can be anything. I'm entering my password. I entered. See. Warning, your password will be stored encrypted in root docker config.json. In this file, my password is stored. This is what it is saying. And this file is hidden. That is the reason it is coming as .docker. Configure a credential helper to remove this warning C. HDAP. So this is the login succeed. So now we have successfully logged into our Docker Hub with our account details. Now, what is the next step? We have to reserve some place. We have to reserve some place. These are the images. We'll push this image, A1 image. We will try to upload. We will try to push this A1 underscore image to Docker Hub. Okay. What is the next step after logging into the Docker Hub? We have to reserve some place for A1 image. For that, we have to use the command docker tag, I mean tagging some tag which image, A1 underscore image. Docker tag A1 image. Okay. And what is your Docker ID? This is the Docker ID. And with which name you want to reserve some place? You have to reserve some place, right? With which name? My own images. This is the reserved place name. In this place, in this repository, you are reserving some place for this image. Okay. You are tagging A1 image in this Docker account and you are reserving the repository with the name this one, my own image. Okay. It got executed successfully. Now let me check what exactly happened in the. Did we see anything now? We did not see anything. But the place is allocated for our image. Now let me push this. Once you push the code, once you push the Docker image, you will see the difference. Okay. So here, what is Vinay 1830, guys? This is your username. What is this my own images? This is your space name. You have reserved some space, the space name. And this is the image you want to push. Okay. Now let me push the image. Docker push. See. See guys, Docker push and the space name. You no need to give the image name again. Why? Because we have already tagged this image for this space. So this one is temporarily created with this image is already available here. So if you only push this, you no need to give the image name. You just need to give your username along with the created space name, so that whatever the image is tagged for that space, that will be pushed automatically to the respective repository. Pushed, mounted from this library CentOS. All these things were available in my own images now. Okay. Now let me go to Docker Hub and create refresh. Let press refresh. See, can we able to see this now? My Vinay 1830 slash my own images, and this is public. See, latest. This one is. See, our tag is this one. So this is our image. Vinay 1830 slash my own images. This is our image. Okay. Any doubts, guys? Any doubts? So like this, we can upload, we can push our own images to Docker Hub. Now currently this one is, see, go to settings, see, visibility settings. This is currently public one. So public one means anyone can get that image. So Ubuntu is a public image. CentOS is a public image. So that is the reason without logging into that Docker Hub, we can successfully get that. We can successfully pull the image from Docker Hub if it is a public. If it is a private, we have to give the username and the password. If we share our username and password, then only they can. Not everyone can able to pull that image. Okay, it will ask for those details. Let me check that. Okay, let's say, just assume I'm not going to open one more instance. No, just let me log out. Okay, so now we are out of Docker Hub. Okay, yeah. Now let's assume you are a different user. You can launch one more instance and try, and from here also you can try. It doesn't make any difference. This is the public image. Let's assume the image is not available. Docker. Here, this A1 image is the actual image we stored in. This is the one we stored in that machine. So here, whenever you push that image in the Docker Hub, by default, a copy of that image will also be stored here as well. So A1 image and Vinay1830 / my own images. So these two are same only. Okay, 231 MB, 231 MB. This is 3 days ago created. When this my own image is created, this is also 3 days ago created. But a copy will be saved with a different name, which is used in the same as Docker Hub. Okay, now let me delete these two images. Docker RMI image name. Yeah. Now let me type Docker images. Did we see that A1 image? No. And also, see, one of the container is using its references. So we are not authorized to delete that. If we want to still delete this image, what we have to do? We have to delete the container first. Okay. And then we have to delete the image. See, we have created the image. From that image, we have used one, we are running one container. So if we remove the image, then the container is not going to work, right? So for that, what we have to do, first we have to remove the container, then we have to remove the image. If you don't want to remove the container, you want to remove the image only, then you have to use the flag -f. -f stands for forcefully. Now it is deleted. Okay, so like this, you can forcefully delete the images also. Okay, so currently this is public images. Now let me pull this. Docker pull. No need to pull. Directly we'll create one. Docker hyphen -pd -name today's container is the name I am using. Today's container is the name I am using. Today's container, and then you have to mention the name, image name. Docker -td -name and the container name as well as the image name. And after that, if you want to execute, you can use /bin/bash. Sorry. What is the command we are missing is Docker. How to create a container? Docker run. The image name is, see, unable to find the image in our machine locally. So it is pulling the image from this one. Okay. Now let me see. Let me see the running containers. See, today's container is also running. Okay. So like this, and image is also available now. Docker images. See, Vinay1830, my own images. It is available. Okay. Now let me delete this image again. Docker RMI -f 1830 / images is deleted. Now let me check whether the image is really deleted or not. Docker images. See, here images volume, see, it's not available. Okay. Let me create the container as well. Now let's make this as private. As of now, this is public only. Now let me change this to private mode. Okay. Make private. Okay. Now it is private only. Okay. Now let me try to create one container by pulling that image from the Docker Hub. Earlier I executed this. I executed the Docker run command. Did it ask any username and password? No, it did not ask any username and password. Why? Because it is in public mode. So no need to enter any credentials in order to get that image from the Docker Hub. Now I made it as private. Now let me try to pull that image and create a container. Okay, Docker run icon. See, unable to find image Vinay1830 / my own images locally. Locally, this image is not available. Docker error response from daemon. Full access denied for this one. Full access is denied. We are not allowed to pull that image from the Docker hub. Our repository does not exist. May require Docker login denied. Requested access to the resource is denied. See Docker run -help. We have to log in. If and only if we log in, then only we can able to pull that image to our machine. Otherwise, It will not allow us to pull that image to our machine because it is in private mode. Now let me change this to public again. Make it public. Make public. Now it is public. Okay. Now let me execute the same command. See, it is running successfully now. Private container is also running. I mean, it's not a private container. The name we have given is private container, but the image is made as public image only. So that is the reason without giving username and the password credentials, we can successfully pull that image to our machine and we can create the container. Any questions, guys, on this? Hello? Any questions? No. So let's say, see, these are the containers in running mode. These are the total containers we have created so far, out of which only 4 containers are in running mode. Okay. So Docker PS will give you the only running containers. Okay. If you want to stop any container, the command is Docker stop and the container name. I want to stop now web container 3. Docker stop web container 3. So that the particular container will be stopped. Yeah. Now let me check the status once again. Docker PS. See, currently we are unable to see the container 3 here. Private container, container 4 and web container. Only these 3 containers are here. Earlier 4. We stopped. Let's say if you want to stop all the working containers, all the active, if you want to stop all the active containers in a single go, then the command is same container. I mean, same command. Docker stop. After that, you have to mention the parameters. Which containers? Docker PS. This is the command. If you mention these parameters after stop command, this one is the extra. If you mention this, all the working, all the active containers will be stopped. Now let me execute this. Okay. Yeah. Now let me check the status. Are there any active containers still? Ideally, it should show 0. See, only header we are getting. No details were found. Earlier 3 were there. After executing this command, every stop working container, I mean active container is stopped. So that is the reason you are not able to see any details when we execute this command. If there are any, it has to show here. But as of now, we are not seeing any. What does it mean? Because of this command, every working container is stopped now. If you want to stop any particular container, you have to use Docker stop and the container name. If you want to stop all the containers at a single go, then you have to use Docker stop, Docker PS-A-Q. You have to append this dollar before this this command. Okay. Similarly, if you want to delete the container, what is the command? Let me see all the containers first. Docker PS-A. These are the containers available. Okay. Now, what is the container name? See, SAM1 is one container. Here, see, SAM1. SAM1 is one container. Now, I want to delete that container. What is the command? Docker RM. RM is used to delete the container. RMI is used to delete the image. RM-F. F is optional. It is forcefully. And the Docker name. Sorry, container name. SAM1. If we execute this command, this particular container will be deleted. See, SAM1 is deleted. Now let me list down the containers. Docker ps-a. Did you see anywhere SAM1 here? No, it got deleted just now. So that is the reason you are not able to see that here. Okay. Now, for suppose if you want to delete all the containers in a single go, you want to just know if you want to delete any particular container, we have to use the command docker rm-f, the container name. If you want to delete all the containers, same docker rm-f, after that dollar, and you have to mention the command docker ps-a-q. If you mention this docker rm is for deleting the container. Here, if you mention docker ps-a-q means this will select all the containers. See, now let me check, are there any containers or not? Did you find any containers here? Even after ps-a, no containers, no active containers. When there are no containers, then where is the possibility of getting active containers? So all the containers are deleted because of that command. Let's say, now let me check what are the images available. Docker images. So these many images are available. If I want to delete any particular image, what is the command? Docker rmi. I want to delete this today image. Today image. So the image is deleted, untagged. Okay, now let me list down the images again. Docker images. Did you see this deleted one, today image? No, there is no name with today image because that image is deleted. If you want to delete any particular image, the command is docker rmi space the image name. Similarly, if you want to delete all the images, the command is same, similar command. Docker rmi, after that dollar, and here you have to mention docker images-q. Okay. Okay, see, these are the images. Okay, now let me type this docker images-q. Okay, this will give you the -q means image ID. This will give you the image IDs. Similarly, if you want to create any all the images, then you have to give this one. -a is fine, -q is also fine, anything. Image references, multiple repositories. So you cannot delete these images, test image Vinay. So because these images are loaded in Docker Hub. Okay, so like this, you can delete all the images. You can delete a single image also. If there were any references attached, okay, what you have to do? You have to remove those references first. No, you don't have that much time to remove those references. In that case, what you have to do? You have to delete them forcefully. After RMI, you have to mention -f. F stands for forceful. If you do this, everything will be deleted. Okay, now you can check that. See, no images are available. Everything is vanished. Like this, you can delete a single image, you can delete multiple images. In the same way, you can delete one container, you can delete all the containers. Okay, any doubts?
No, sir.
Okay, I have successfully listed down all the commands, whatever we have used since beginning the Docker classes, how to create the Docker to till now, whatever the commands we have executed. I have listed down all the commands in the sequential order. I mean, each day, whatever we have done, I have listed down in the same order. Okay, I will be giving you the document by end of today without fail, guys. Okay. So please practice the entire Docker commands once again. Okay.
Okay.
Any doubts? Ritesh, Rohit, Priya, Krishna, Anusha.
No, sir.
No, sir.